Hey folks, all right, today for you I have Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. Now this is in an open G tuning. Keith Richards found this open G tuning and wrote like 12 hit songs in like a year or something. So anyway, what we have is we got to drop the E down to D, we got to drop the A down to G, and then the D, the G, the B all stay the same, and we got to drop the little E down to a D. So we end up with a G chord, open G chord. Now what Keith Richards does is he actually didn't want this big D here because he wants G to be his lowest bass note all the time so he can hit all the strings. That's when you see him with no hands hitting all the strings. That's when he's got a 5-string, he had a 5-string guitar made, probably dozens of them by now, but he had the 6th string removed so that you only have the 5 strings. The lowest note you have is a G because a lot of these things he wrote were in G. Sometimes he'd put a capo on to get in a different key. So what we got here is we're gonna have this. We have the 5 on these 4 strings here, the A, D, G, and B. That's gonna be our like C chord. And we're gonna come into this F chord, which is gonna be, so we're gonna have the 7 on the D and the 6 on the B added to those notes. So it ends up being 5, 7, 5, 6. So we got, okay, so that beginning is, and the reason I did it up there is because it's on the and of the 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's ahead of the beat. See that? So 2, 3, 4. So what you have on the second one is, right? And you got to keep that bar tight. So when you come out, you hear all those 5s that we want. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our next part. So what we have here is like 3, 3, and 3 from the A, D, and G. And we got this 5 coming in on the D string. So we got, so you can also bring in a 4th fret on the B string here, so it ends up being like that same shape we had over here. So sometimes you can make it more rock and roll sounding with that, and then sometimes you make it a fuller chord sound with both of those. So let's try it. And on these Stones tunes, you really kind of do, you mix it up all the time. You never do it the same. So you kind of use your own feeling and decide if you want it to go more rock and roll or if you like that high note, and mix it up. Sometimes do one, sometimes do the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then the verse would start. We're gonna do that same stuff for a while. There's a couple fills to talk about. Now the second guitar comes in with the thing. So it comes in after like the first few chords. It's like. Okay, so that's like Ron Wood's part. So it's like 3, 2 on the A, big 5, 5 on the A, and then 2 and 5 into that 3 and 5 power chord there. So we got. So sometimes you'll hear that big power chord after the other riff stops. So that's another cool thing to add. That's like a Ron Wood part too. So let's look at the verse. So we have 2 times that whole riff thing, and then we're gonna have the verse. Two more of these. Okay, so for the chorus, we have the C, all those 5s, up to the 10s. Then we're gonna slide these 8s, and it's mostly like these top 3 strings of the chord there. Sliding the 8s to the 7s back to the 5. So So the chorus would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we kind of have the C to F 3 times. Now this time, so we kind of had that da-da-dee-dum like 3 times. And then 2 of those kind of slidey things. Back to the main riff. Next verse. And then we have a fill here after this. So that's gonna be those 5s on the D, G, and B, and we're hammering into that 7th fret of the D string again and the 6th fret of the B. So it's like 2 hammer-ons. It's like a hammer-on pull-off to another hammer-on. And then you got. So he's got one of those rock and roll kind of bendy things. So he's got the 8th fret of the G. And he's got the 6 down here on the B string. He does that riff again. So that the whole verse on that one is like. Chorus. Part. Next verse. One more. Chorus. Next part. So here's the kind of the last fill. You got a big bend on this 5th fret of the D string. You got that 6th fret F there of the B string. And then it just kind of slides back to its original note on that G there. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing. Kind of does that a few times, fades out. So let's take a look at these riffs one more time through. So once again, we have these 5s on the A, D, G, and B string, coming into the 7 on the D string with the 6 on the B. Start with the upbeat, like I said. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got either that rock and roll one, or you can add the 4. And then we had some fills. We had, and you can also do like a chord thing every now and again. You could also do like that 2-5 to the 3-5. Let's look at the chorus one more time. And we're sliding the A, D, and G strings from that 8 to 7 and back. And then when you get to the next part, you got then 2 slides. Look at those other fills right here. You get that. All right, Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. Next up, I'm going to have another one in G tuning, which is going to be Tumbling Dice. We'll see you for that. Thanks a lot.